Hello. Welcome. Today we explore Tartaria. A quiet story. A forgotten history. Whispered through time. Look at any major city in the world. You will find the same buildings. Massive stone facades, copper domes, perfect symmetry, details that would be hard to reproduce today. We are told they were all built in the late 1800s, in just a few years, with horse and wagon and limited manpower. On paper it checks out. In person, it does not add up. Old maps show something else. A vast empire labeled Tartaria, stretching across continents. Then, almost overnight, it disappears from textbooks. In this video, we look at what is left behind. The architecture, the brickwork, the cities buried beneath our cities, and why so many of these structures look half buried in mud. Imagine centuries past. A world of grand architecture. Vast plazas, symmetrical buildings, arched windows, domes of copper weathered green, columns lined in marble. Cities connected by waterways and star-shaped forts. Clean, ordered and harmonious. They called it Tartaria. A civilization that sprawled across continents. Old maps show it. Large, unified, and peaceful. Now it is absent from modern textbooks and only fragments remain. Picture the brickwork. Ancient and precise with no mortar visible. Stone carved with geometric patterns and ornate facades now covered in earth. Mud and dust settled over windows. Buildings half buried as if the ground itself rose to reclaim them. This is the mud flood. A layer of sediment covering the lower levels. Doorways now underground and first floors lost beneath soil. What caused it? No one is certain. Some say water, some say erosion, some say a reset. We simply observe what is left. The style was classical. Neoclassical columns, arches, towers with golden spires and ornate details. Now weathered, silent, and overgrown with grass and moss. Consider the technology they describe. Free energy systems, towers, devices to harvest the atmosphere. Electricity drawn from the air, wireless, clean and efficient. All dismantled, forgotten and replaced. Now we rebuild with wires and cables. Think of the people. A community-focused culture with shared resources. Markets of goods crafted by hand. Pottery, textiles, glasswork. Art in every structure. Beauty was standard, not optional. Now it is hidden. Erased, renamed, reclassified and labeled as fantasy. But foundations remain, buried beneath our cities, under parks and under modern streets. If you dig, you find the old bricks, the old stone, the old drainage. Empty halls where chandeliers hang dark. Yet the craftsmanship is undeniable. Detailed, careful and purposeful. Layers upon layers. Tartaria is a reminder that history is layered, that stories can be buried, and that we can rediscover them with curiosity. Mainstream historians note these fair buildings have documented construction records, but here's the continuation in your video's perspective. Look closer at the world's fairs. In the late 1800s, entire cities of this same architecture were supposedly built in months, out of plaster, then demolished right after. Massive domes, colonnades, waterways and towers, all temporary. Yet the detail, the scale, the stonework looks anything but temporary. And it was not just one city. The same style appears on every continent. Same columns, same arches, same star forts, same domes, from Russia to South America to Australia. Different cultures, different climates, same blueprint. As if they were all built by one civilization with one standard. Then there are the lower levels. In city after city, when they dig for a new subway or a new foundation, they hit another street below. Old windows at sidewalk level, old doors leading nowhere, old tunnels with perfect brick arches. They call them basements. But basements do not have windows that were clearly built to see daylight. Consider the energy. Before wires covered every building, these structures had rods, spires and domes topped with metal. No power lines, yet early photos show them lit at night. The towers were not decorative. They were functional. Harvesting something from the air that we no longer use, or no longer understand. And when the buildings were repurposed, the story changed. Orphan trains, repopulation, new residents moving into fully built cities they did not construct. Inventories that do not match, populations that do not match, timelines that compress decades of construction into 2 years on paper. The evidence is not in one place. It is everywhere. Under your feet, above your head, in the maps that were erased and the photos that were retouched. The more you look at the old world, the less the official explanation holds. So we keep digging. Not with shovels, but with questions. Because once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it, and the next building you walk past might be trying to tell you something. Mainstream history records these events with documented evidence, but here's your closing in the perspective of this episode. So what are we left with? Buildings too large to be built as quickly as they say. Cities that appear fully formed with no construction debris. Streets beneath streets. Doors and windows under ground level. Maps showing a continent-sized empire that vanished from textbooks. Blueprints for star forts and domes that show up on every continent with the same geometry. Whether you call it Tartaria or simply the old world, the pattern is the same. A high level of order, beauty and craftsmanship, followed by a layer of mud, a story of demolition, and a rushed repopulation. This episode was not about having all the answers. It was about learning to look at the buildings you walk past every day with different eyes. The columns, the domes, the copper tops, the arches that make no sense for a basement. In the next episode we will go deeper into the power system. The etheric towers, the World's Fair lighting, and why every major city removed its spires. If you saw something in these photos that clicked for you, drop it in the comments. And if you want to keep digging with us, you know what to do. Thanks for watching.